Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Four Jobbers Podcast. I am, of course, Ginger Heat. I am one of the four freaking jobbers, but we are down a jobber today, and it really has been a long time, I think, that we've gone without our Scottish jobber, the man from across the pond, the body from Kirkcaldy, that lovely voiced freak who's probably steaming right now. I hope he's steaming with our good buddy Greydolf over there, but we have some fantastic jobbers that are going to break down this week of wrestling because we have a lot to get to. Of course, it was SummerSlam weekend, and we start off with...
Boys, I'm fucking steaming.
This other steaming creature. Whoa!
Beam bam boom!
Oh!
Venus guys in the room!
Oh my God!
How you doing?
Here we are, Jobber Nation!
Oh my God, I can't believe it. There he is. Look at him. Oh my God. Let's go.
The two lads.
Greydolf himself, not Greydolf, not to be confused with.
Well,
How are the boys doing?
Woo.
we're well. You're on the air, bud.
Love it. Love it.
Amazing.
Thought we'd
You
jump in.
steaming?
Well, we're a few beers deep.
I was hoping. That's what I was just saying. I hope that they're off somewhere or they're fucking steaming off somewhere. That's what I was hoping.
Yeah,
Let's
we're
go.
a few beers and a bit of pizza tonight.
Boys,
and
I'm
then,
fucking steaming.
exactly. And we'll head out tomorrow night with Mass and get some more wobbly pops.
Get them in you, bud. Oh, shit. So you guys are just staying in
That's it.
tonight? This is it?
Just a casual night tonight, you know.
Ah.
Just a few
Wearing my
beers.
headphones like you're supposed to wear them, you know.
Well, you're the coolest guy always.
Of course.
Makes sense.
Yeah, beam bam boom, coolest guy in the room.
Oh, what a nice celebrity guest appearance that was.
He was almost on cue there.
Yeah, that's really crazy timing. Damn.
That was good timing.
All right. Well, we just saw and heard from Jordan, the body from Kirkcaldy, all the way over there getting steaming. But of course, we have two fantastic jobbers to break down this week of wrestling with me. The Waxy, the Venomous, that sexy son of a dentist, that slithering serpent-like creature, Wax Mamba himself is in the building. What's going on, buddy? What did you think of SummerSlam, just your general overall feel? Jason is showing us his crotch.
Jason's... No, that's his...
Oh,
it's his
Frank
puss.
the Tank.
There he is.
he is.
There he is. I don't know what he's doing. But what did I think of SummerSlam? I thought it was actually a pretty good show. I don't think I'm marking out the same way that some of the internet is. But I liked what I saw for the most part. We'll get into it a little bit more. But for the most part, I left sports entertained, as a certain Mark on YouTube would say. I was sports entertained.
Look at that under chin. It is very beautiful. What did Frank think of SummerSlam? Of course, he was there watching it with us as we got together at Jason's.
We watched it at your place, dummy.
You watched
We
your
watched
place.
it at my place, so Frank wasn't there. It was the other idiot. It was Norman.
That was your cat.
But there he is. He is now speaking. You can hear his lovely voice coming through. He is the enigmatic, the charismatic, the bizarre, the mysterious. They hate Jason, our old school genius himself. What did you think of this version of SummerSlam?
I thought it was entertaining. It was fun to watch. It felt like it wasn't quite under the control of Triple H, but it's a transitional pay-per-view, perhaps. So I'm excited to see what he can do when he has his full claws in the machine. I don't know, when he's fully in control.
Fully in control of the machine itself. Is there anything else, maybe non-wrestling related, that's going on in your lives that you want to mention at this moment in time before we jump into the news itself? Is there anything you guys can think of? We saw Nope on the weekend. That was pretty good. Since you're going to say Nope, I saw you fixing your lips, Jason.
Fixing his lips.
Fix those lips.
Do you plan on seeing it, Wax? The movie Nope by Jordan Peele?
Maybe when it comes to television, or streaming services.
Television.
But not in a theater.
It comes to my television.
Yeah, I guess I
will
put
be
it.
able to watch this film.
Once the movie comes to me, I do not wish to go to the movie, but I maybe perhaps will. My valet is not a fan of horror at all. This is a thriller horror type
Sci-fi
movie.
It's not horror.
Oh, then she might be into that. I'll float the idea by her.
Yeah.
You know who's not a fan of Nope? Logan Paul.
Yeah, he buried it, apparently. I haven't seen his speech yet.
I'm a
but
fan of his,
buried it.
though.
As a wrestler,
Yeah.
big fan.
Talk about him.
Yeah, we'll get to him for sure.
Does that count as news now that he's a WWE part timer?
It's like, I guess so. Like, have any of the WWE superstars come out and buried a movie like that recently? I don't think so.
You know what? I do not pay attention to movie opinions of wrestlers,
Yeah, there we go.
and I think my life is better that
You
way.
better pay attention to movie feelings from jobbers, because me and Jason have a review. Yes, just say
Yes, I will tune in, and you all jobbers should do it
Yeah.
too.
Get on that. All right, so since there isn't
And listen to the Four Jobbers.
yeah, well, obviously, if you're listening to this, keep it going. Give us
Obviously.
a like, hit the subscribe button, keep this shit going, keep the lights on because they're flickering, we're dying. Come on, give us some support. We're not actually, but support us. So let's get into what we have this week. We have a bunch of news to run down in the world of wrestling. So
Dingle dangle, here comes a bangle.
This is
Lots
the
of bangles.
news.
There it is. So yeah, we got a lot of news today, this week. You know what, Jason? Even though 99% of your ideas are terrible, I did like your buy it or book it idea for the news, or book it or buy
book it or bump it.
Book it
Buy
or
it or-
bump it.
Book it or bump it. Thank you. See, it was pretty good. So I got some different news items for you, and I'd like to talk about them. But if you're really not interested, if you think this is stupid jabroni stuff, just bump it. Just bump it. Let the other jobbers talk about it in their jobber podcasts with their jobber lives. But let's start with this. Okay, CM Punk was interviewed, or I don't know, he spoke somewhere, and he says that even though Vince McMahon is gone, officially, quote unquote, he doesn't believe that Vince is truly gone and he has no influence in the company goings on. Are you interested, jobbers, in talking about this?
Job.
Would you book this
Job.
or bump this? Do you care about what CM Punk says about this?
Bump it. I don't care.
Bump it?
I'll do a quick
Don't care.
quick book it.
Yeah.
Really quick.
Go
Doesn't
ahead.
have to be long. We harp on this because does he really know? I don't know. But the fact that he's not in charge of creative and stuff like that, it already seems like there's a bunch of major changes happening, no?
It certainly feels
wouldn't
that
say
way.
major.
So if he is,
Dakota Kai, pretty major.
if he's still on the line somewhere, it certainly doesn't show as much. And I guess we'll see as the weeks go on. I don't think CM Punk has any insider information. I think he's just a jaded person. Listen, no offense to him.
Does he have beef with H?
He didn't leave on the best of terms.
I think so. Didn't he send him on his
yeah.
wedding day his firing papers?
Yeah, possibly.
I suppose he's got beef in the sense that H represents the WWE, and he's got beef with the WWE. So could be just bitterness there.
Maybe. Yeah. Like I said, didn't have to be long, but that's just my 2 cents.
Nope.
I just wanted to have a
All
clarification there. What you guys,
Yep. That's fine. That's fine. I guess we'll see. Okay. Sasha Banks and Naomi, we've talked about them for months on end. It was reported first that a major effort would be made to convince them both to return to the WWE, and a news story, unconfirmed, but I think Meltzer said it, someone said it, that indeed there is an agreement in place for Sasha Banks and for Naomi to return to WWE television. Book it or bump it. We're talking about this. We've talked a lot about this. So I understand if all your opinions are dried out, but this is some new news. What do you think?
Bump it.
Jason's a man of few words tonight. Bump it. We'll see. Unconfirmed.
I'm excited. I'm happy. I love Sasha. Maybe because Jason doesn't. So,
Maybe. Okay. This one I put in for you guys because you're both basketball fans, but one Dwight Howard was seen at the Performance Center at the SummerSlam tryouts. And I personally thought that this was just for shits and giggles, but it seems like if it's not working out in the NBA, he would like to make some sort of move to WWE. All right. Dwight Howard in WWE potentially. Book it or
Book
bump
it.
it. You want to talk about this? Book it.
Yeah, we'll talk about
All right.
it.
Jason, I want to get your thoughts on this first, if that's cool.
Yes. What do you think? Is it marketing
Dwight Howard
bullshit only, or is there
specifically,
something there?
do you want to see him in it? And then, if not him, who's someone you think from the NBA specifically that would excel? Wax, give you some time to think about someone else from sports, maybe from the NHL specifically, since you're a big fan, that you would like to see former, current in the WWE.
I think Dwight Howard would be a good choice. I mean, his NBA career, he's always been super charismatic. He's been accused many times of not taking the game serious enough. Always wanted to laugh and joke and entertain. He's really not that like he's okay. He's like off the bench guy now. He used to be an all-star. He's probably going to the Hall of Fame. He had a real good stretch of years, but those years are behind him. But he still looks like $1 million. He's still pretty young. He's got great size. He's very athletic, and he's very charismatic. So I wouldn't mind seeing what he's got. Why not?
Yeah.
Is there someone else from the NBA or from anyone off the top of your head that you'd like to see get
Marcus
a WWE
Smart.
tryout?
Marcus Smart would be
really?
cool. Yeah. Who else? Like I'm just trying. Like Ron Artest. He's retired.
Huh.
That would be interesting. Who else? Anyone that just gets in trouble a lot in the NBA would be interesting in wrestling for sure.
I mean, if we expand to sports, assuming his body's not wrecked, and even then he can be a manager, why not PK Subban?
Good choice.
From the NHL. I think he can talk. He's got a great personality. He knows how to kind of get eyeballs on him. I think he could be a great, if he just cleans it up a bit more for wrestling, live wrestling shows, he could definitely at least be a manager.
Absolutely. I think that's a great choice I didn't think about. That would be perfect. I think Giannis.
Sean Avery could be one for sure. Also.
Giannis seems to like wrestling, so maybe when he's done with his NBA career, he'll want to take a stab at it. I mean, he's got a lot of charisma, hits that international audience. He's huge. I mean, him versus Dwight, let's go.
Yeah. The one thing WWE has been doing right lately is when they bring in those names, the Bad Bunnies and Pat McAfee's and Logan Paul's, it's not just, okay, you're a big name, doesn't really matter what you do from there. No, now you have to be able to go.
Happy Corbin.
You got to put on a match. Happy Corbin. Yeah, exactly. The bar has been raised, right? The bar has been raised. So you can't just show up and get through on name alone, unless you're just going to be like, hey, how's it going? And then leave. If you're going to get in the ring, you better be able to work.
Was it Stephen Amell that really started this?
Call
Like, did he start this trend of celebrities having to come in and actually excel? Because we had many years of people like Trump, and they're disgusting, unspeakable
he's gotta
stunners.
be up there.
But I just feel like he's the first one I can remember.
He's got to be
that,
up there. He's still wrestling.
Yeah.
He's still...
TV show. Heels. Check it out.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he's the first one that I can think of. Maybe there was another.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to think. Is there someone
like...
else in there that I'm forgetting? But he's the first one that comes to mind when I think of someone who started the platform, and then Bad Bunny took it to another level. Now Logan Paul. Damn.
Well, like back in the day, they would get celebrities like Tyson or put Drew Carey in the Royal Rumble. It would just be celebrities to be there to talk, to bring attention. It wasn't so much for them to have a match, really.
I guess Ronda Rousey counts then, right?
She's in
no
like athletic
history of wrestling.
No history of wrestling, but
I guess she could
in a mixed martial arts where wrestling is part of it. I know it's not the same.
You could say Kurt Angle for that.
Yeah, Kurt Angle's probably the biggest one.
argument
That's what I was going to say. Is Angle maybe is the original to come over because he was like a non-wrestling guy.
He's not a celebrity.
It's tough. Yeah, I think more celebrity in the sense that they're an actual celebrity.
Yeah.
But yeah, the bar's raised. All that to say, you can't just show up and that's
The
enough.
bar.
I mean, even the Jackass guys, Johnny Knoxville, even though it was more of a gimmick, bullshit, nothing match, it was still entertaining. It wasn't just.
Yep.
It wasn't super clear they didn't know
One of
what
the
he was
most
doing.
memorable matches of all time. Shout out Sami Zayn.
All right. This one's new. Another one. Jordan's not here. This one does concern a bit AEW. Eric Bischoff says 80% of AEW promos suck. He says people are just shooting from the hip. They're not really saying anything. They're just saying a bunch of bullshit. They're not advancing the story or the plot. He says it's garbage. Book it or bump it.
Book it.
You want to talk about Eric Bischoff's opinion?
Where did
Book it.
where did
All right,
Eric
Jason.
Bischoff get this very specific percentage? Did he break it down analytically? Did he just think 80% is enough for people to get mad?
Called Scott Steiner.
Where'd he
Probably
get
enough
it?
for people to get mad.
I would say that I've been noticing. I don't watch enough AEW to have a broad critique, but I'll just say this little thing I noticed. A lot of people are marking out for like Jungle Boy or Christian or all these little promos, and I watch some of them, and there's just like a lot of cuss words and insults in the promo. It's not really
Jungle
clever.
Boys, yeah. Everyone called out Jungle Boys.
Jungle Boys was like
cuss word stuff.
there's more. There's like half of it was just like swearing.
Christian's ones where he
Christian's
had like
was good.
specific, like for weeks he had like really harsh insults. Like that's what's got him so much heat. So I think that's the wrong example, but Jungle Boy's a great example.
No, like just Christian's Christian's incredible beyond AEW, but just I
He's
don't
got
know. I just
major heat
noticed
for what he said.
like a good promo doesn't have to be just straight up like swearing every 2 seconds and angry and insults. I don't know. You could tell a story. There could be more to it. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think you're
Maybe
calling out a good example of it because it's unfortunate that one of the only things you've seen lately is Jungle Boy because even AEW fans came out and said like there wasn't a lot to this. He's just swearing a lot and it doesn't, it just didn't work. But we have so many other guys giving great promos in AEW, great work in AEW. And yeah, there's a lot of guys on the roster I think that aren't the best promos. So that's what you get is these from the hip. I'm going to go out there and be the better guy and fight you and I'm tougher than you or whatever. But there is so much other juicy promo work being done. And we just got through, all of CM Punk's work, all of the Jericho stuff. Like there's so many guys out there putting out great promos. Ricky Starks, great example there that just came out and did something a couple weeks ago that was fantastic. And this is rolling on. This is continuing. All the stuff with MJF and Wardlow. There's great stuff in those promos. So
I saw Ricky Starks too.
I was going to bring up
That's good.
MJF.
MJF's incredible, 100%. Ricky
But
Starks was
is
okay.
it the MJF effect?
that was very good. What are you talking about?
Because it
It was just
MJF
the
cut a
classic,
promo.
I don't get what I deserve.
that was
I'm-
full
it's
of
my
curse
time
words.
thing.
It has impact if you watch the whole match and then watch that afterwards. Like, I didn't find a cookie cutter.
Yeah.
Good energy, excited, tells us where he's going. Learn more about him after that. Like, I don't know. I liked him more after hearing that promo. Personally.
I guess it depends. I agree. Just swearing
I
a
wouldn't
bunch
say 80.
and yelling and
80%
being
is
angry doesn't.
Maybe a bit much. You could say half, maybe.
I don't think it's meant to be an accurate.
And he's like a known AEW hater as
measurement.
well, right? So,
I don't know. Is he? I think he just
I don't know.
hates
I
everything.
don't know how much I.
oh, maybe.
I don't know. I don't know where Bischoff is anymore. But maybe again, like I said, maybe it's the MJF effect. He cut a really memorable promo a couple months ago, just swearing at Tony Khan, and now people think, well, okay, I want to do what he did. I want to do it like how he did it, and maybe they're missing what was so effective about that promo is that it did tell a story, continued a story. It wasn't just because he was yelling and angry and emotional. It actually went somewhere. It wasn't just, you're a piece of shit. You're stupid. I hate you.
Yeah. I mean, yeah,
Right?
there's
It was
obviously
more
going to
than
be
that.
those promos from different spots on the card. But, I mean, as
Yeah.
someone who watches every week, I didn't watch this week, but I've watched so many weeks in a row. It's wholly inaccurate. Like, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I'm sure, again, 80%, that's
I'm the first
4 out
person
of
to call it bad
every
promo.
5 promos is terrible.
I will
No.
call it bad promos.
Yeah.
I call them all the time. But there's been a lot of good promo work, gotta say.
Yeah. there's bad promos. That's a fact of life. I don't think 4 out of 5 promos in AEW are bad.
No, that's too much.
And I say that as someone who hasn't even watched in a little bit. Okay, so this one we can book or bump depending on who's watched this. But Ric Flair's last match was apparently bad, or at least uncomfortable to watch, because it was, a 70-something-year-old man getting busted open, practically passing out in the ring. Did anyone watch this? All right. So
I'll just talk about it really quick. Unless you want to bump it, Jay, and just not talk about it, that's fine.
No, I watched it too. I don't know if I saw the whole entire thing, but I saw a good portion of it. I saw the aftermath. I saw his entrance with the big gold belt, which is the most beautiful belt of all time.
It's only up for 2 seconds. He struggled with it the entire time. It was so weird. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
Didn't do it.
I don't know what other people's expectations were for this match. For me, it was just literally letting him just stand in the ring and go through the motions, and whatever he's able to do, he'll do. Hopefully other people can carry him. Obviously, he wanted to blade because he gets off on bleeding out of his forehead.
He already
had
bled,
to see his blood one more time.
He was bleeding in the promo work up to this, though. We've already seen him bleed like last week in the build up to this.
Well, any chance we could get, he takes it. And obviously, it's not going to be a good match. There's not much he can do. To me, it was just like, let him go out there and just experience it for one last time. It's going to be bad. It's going to be whatever it is. But it's just a chance for us to cheer him one last time, let him walk down the ramp. What do you really expect from this?
I don't think expectations stop you from being able to say that it was really bad. It's okay.
I say it's bad, but that's what I fully expected.
I wasn't expecting it to be that bad, though. It was like, it's not good. Didn't work. Great job. Great kudos to all the guys around him that did their best. Kudos to him for trying. He did literally pass out, and you could see him say it after. Like, he was giving the figure 4 in the middle of the ring for the finish, and he literally passed out. Like, he was out cold, done, and his arms were on the mat, and were Jeff Jarrett's or whatever. They both got counted 1, 2, 3, but he wins. It doesn't even make sense. It's because he was, and look, it doesn't matter, right? But super happy that I didn't spend money on this, because this little it was a whole pay-per-view. It wasn't whatever.
It wasn't just that one match.
The rest of the
I
card
watched
was
a lot of the
actual.
other ones. They were like, it's okay.
It was just a goodbye. Hopefully, the last one for real. Hopefully,
I didn't. Yeah, all I gotta say is I didn't enjoy it, and that's it. It's over. Glad it's done. Like, I'm sorry if I'm being harsh, but it wasn't very good. Sorry.
There's a reason I didn't even bother to go watch it. I don't want to see that. I have no interest in seeing Rick get in the ring. I didn't have any interest to begin with. Like, I was very happy with how his career officially ended in WWE against Shawn Michaels. I don't need to see him 20 years later.
Apparently, he fought after Shawn Michaels 2010 against Jay Lethal. That was his last match.
Yeah. And that one was a lot better than this one. I've seen that.
Well, yeah, because it was 12 years ago. He could still go a little bit, and he didn't have to wear a T-shirt. Yeah. But I will say that if you go check out his channel on YouTube, Ric Flair, the promos, the lead-up that he did for this match were incredible. I didn't expect anything out of these things. I'm like, oh, last match, like part 1 out of 3. I just put it on, and it was great. Part 1 was great. Part 2 was great. I didn't see part 3, but it was just like the way it was edited, all like the pieces of his career mixed with some like interviews and stuff. It was just it made me love Ric Flair and remind me how great he is, because we see him like now and we're like, oh, he wants another match. He's money grab, this, that, and the other. He's arguably the greatest of all time. Definitely one of the greatest of all time. Countless amazing promos, amazing matches, dedication to the business, unrivaled by anyone. And these lead-up promos are incredible. I suggest any fan of Ric Flair watch these, and you'll be immersed in what made him so great and fall in love again.
Yeah, the editing was very good, and the work from the other two is what made it so good, I thought. Jeff Jarrett really shined in this, in the match and in the promos for me. What made this so good is those two's like venom and love for him and the turn and everything. It really made it for me, those guys. So kudos to them as well.
Kudos. All right. This isn't really a book or bump. This final thing kind of just going to lead into SummerSlam. So off the back of what happened at SummerSlam on Saturday, the rumor is that tonight's Raw, so tonight at the time of our recording, it's in about an hour and 20 minutes, is going to be jam-packed. They're treating it apparently like a Raw after Mania. Just in a yes or no, Jobbers, is that enough for you to at least tune in to the beginning and sort of see how it goes from there? I say yes.
I'll be watching.
I have noticed.
Right.
I will
be watching as well.
Since Triple H took over, a lot of the skeptics or perceived haters of WWE, at least current WWE and Vince McMahon run WWE, are changing their tune instantly. I don't feel like.
Why do you think that is?
Because they're probably hopeful and excited, just like I am.
But why?
Because I don't think they hate WWE. I don't hate WWE.
No,
one here
because
does.
there's recent proof. Triple H was running NXT,
been that much.
And it's been it was so good. Some of the best wrestling I've ever seen.
I know, but we still have those thrown together 6-man tags turned into a tag match and all this bull crap.
Right.
Like, I haven't seen enough change personally, but it's slowly headed that way. Fine.
For sure. You
just
still
see
have to wrap up what was already written for him, and this is still Mr. Khan's show as well, but it does seem like he has a lot of
I don't
control.
think he's
and when
creative,
he had
though.
the control, NXT was so good. So good.
It was so good,
I will
but it also
say,
wasn't getting a lot of views.
Yeah.
Like, it was getting like 700,000.
There was a while it was getting a lot. It was NXT versus AEW for a long time because it was beating them.
Yeah. I will say it was funny to see last week's Raw, which people thought was the first one with Triple H's input, and everyone was marking out over it, and then it came out. No,
I don't know what they were marking out on that
writing.
That's what I'm saying. I think people are just jumping the gun. I don't think it's quite there yet.
There's a bit
Like
of continuity.
tonight we have a
for sure.
title match with the Mysterios getting a title shot. Why? This stuff bothers me. I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I'm open to see,
but I'm hopeful,
let's
and
see.
I will watch.
It's a clean slate. It really feels that way. But if it gets too much of Vince's dirty fingerprints on it again, then I'm gonna tune out again. It's just
it may take a while for all the changes to come through, right?
Just because,
like, if they have stuff written, they're going to keep doing it because it's written. You're not going to rewrite everything from scratch right away necessarily. You got to roll with what you got. Like Triple H says, it's really hard to write a 3-hour show.
Yeah.
I'm sure
and
it
you
is.
don't need to scrap everything just because it was from before. You
Oh,
don't need
there
to
is.
scrap every single thing. There's some things that were going pretty well.
That's true. We shall see.
Yep. Okay. Well, that's the news. Jobbers.
All right, so we're going to get into some SummerSlam Damma Ding Dong action here. Go through our predictions as well, see how we did on the scale of jobberdom. What was the first match of the evening? It was Becky versus Bianca.
Dingle.
What'd you guys think of that?
That is correct. Dingle. Here comes a bangle.
Here comes the bangle.
I have a lot of trouble remembering exactly how the match went because it was definitely a little bit overshadowed by what happened after the match.
Yes.
But I do remember it being a
It
fine
was
match.
A match.
On its own.
It was a decent match. It wasn't SummerSlam caliber, in my opinion. But Bianca looked good. The finish was good. She really laid in that, what's her finisher? Kiss of Death? Or KOD. She really laid that in.
Yeah, it was
she
a
looked
good
dominant,
KOD for sure.
which is good.
I mean, kudos to Becky for, doing what she did with one shoulder. My goodness. That picture of the entry.
Hopefully that's not a long-term... hopefully she was able
I can't
to
even
pop
imagine
that back
pain
in
and
It was
wrestling
a
through
solid
it.
match. Not
I don't know how
memorable,
she
really.
did that.
Yeah.
Nah,
but-
it's boosted in my mind because knowing she did what she did. But yeah, you're right. It's still just like it was a good start.
Yeah, solid start.
Good
Solid start.
Like I said, the most noteworthy thing that happened was after the match,
Bailey and friends.
right? We had Bailey and her friends.
Two people Jason
what was
doesn't
cool
know.
about this is that the two people Jason's never heard of.
I've heard of
because he never watched NXT.
Never seen them wrestle.
I saw Dakota Kai.
It was interesting because it's one person who was out of wrestling up until then, Dakota Kai, and someone who rumors said was on her way out of the WWE, and Io Shirai or Io Sky
I don't like
now,
that.
apparently. And the cool thing is that apparently Bayley pitched this exact stable
Whoa.
a year ago, and it was rejected. And now H comes in and he
Trust
says,
Bayley.
"Let me call her up. Dakota, come back. Io, stay. Bayley, you're
And
back."
Becky
So
is
let's
face the way it should have always been. It
Becky's
was the
face,
hardest
yeah.
thing in the world was to
Yes.
force people to boo her, and they wouldn't do it up until the last second. So,
Yeah.
you know, major Austin vibes. They don't want to boo Austin, don't want to boo Becky. So I think
Bring the man
this is
back.
good. Whether or not I'm familiar with Io Shirai or Io Sky and Dakota Kai and Sky, I do know that everyone speaks highly of them, so I look forward to getting to know them. I hope they come with their full capabilities and they're not squandered to be a fool, you know, a stooge.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
just
can't be
stooges.
stooges. I mean, Bailey pitched this. That gets me real excited. That means Bailey's got to be excited about it. That means she has plans, ideas. She's been, trust her. She is so fucking good.
She's
Let her go.
my favorite. She's my favorite female superstar right now, so I'm happy she's back as well. I'm happy, like, we have things to work with now, so make it work.
I would say she's your favorite all time already.
No, I still really like Alexa. I still have hope that she'll return to the queen or whatever she was, the goddess. There's still hope. There's still hope.
Goddess.
So we got 2 jobbers picked this one
All right.
correct, and 2 jobbers picked it wrong. Obviously, Jordan picked Becky. Waxman picked Becky. That leaves Brad and Jason picking Bianca. Brad and Jason pick up 1 apiece.
Okay, I don't know what I was thinking, but
A lot of people thought Becky. I'm telling you, it was and Jordan picked her also. So you guys had your reasons,
true.
idiots.
True. This next one, though, I don't know what I was thinking for this next one either. That was a good match, though. Again, I think it's in my top 3 of the night. It was The Miz with Maurice, with Ciampa, versus Logan, the man who lost half of his equipment in the match.
It was so funny.
Paul. And, hey, Logan
This
can go. Logan
Was
can go.
my favorite match of the night. 100%.
Bang!
Okay.
Jason's favorite
Logan Paul
match.
is not a celebrity. He is a wrestler. He wrestled his ass off. Credit to The Miz, also a great partner to have in your first one-on-one match. But his style was not super polished, but still looked great. It looked realistic, almost like he didn't know how to sell like a seasoned wrestler, but he sold like someone that was getting his ass kicked. So it looked even more realistic to me. I loved the way it looked. I loved the way he did his moves. They were really tight, and like his standing moonsault backflip off the rope backflip, his elbow, his frog splash, everything he did looked real good and looked painful. I hope that it didn't hurt The Miz. I hope it was safe as well, but it looked great. I just loved his whole style. His body is perfect for wrestling. It's not too muscular. It's lean. It's long. Like everything about him. I'm not a mark for Logan Paul, but I might become one. It was, he did so well. He's better than Dominic Mysterio 100 times already. He looks so much more comfortable in the ring than him. Dominic hasn't had the right opportunities maybe, but Logan looks miles ahead of Dominic, so.
Yeah. The only thing he kind of messed up on, not even messed up, it was the phenomenal forearm.
I liked how he did it, because it wasn't the phenomenal forearm, it was just a forearm. He didn't do like the cockback Superman thing.
Oh, no, I guess it didn't have
It looked more
the
realistic the way
fanfare.
he did it. He just put his elbow out and jammed it into his face instead of doing like, I don't know, man.
I don't know. I guess I'm used to it being so effortess from AJ Styles,
No.
which is not a fair comparison to someone in like one of their first
it's one of the
matches.
greats.
He
Speaking
did
of
some
AJ.
stuff effortless though, like that standing backflip and like everything looked real good.
And like you say about his moves, he does have
I like
a style.
the
he
fire
has a
Fireman's
style.
carry for sure. He does have like his. It doesn't
Very
look like a
clean.
generic fireman's carry. It looks. He has his own way
reminds
of
me of-
doing things, which is really hard to do.
Reminds me of like Ronda, kind of makes things look realistic sometimes because she's a fighter. And I mean, Logan Paul's not a fighter like Ronda, but he's a boxer. I don't know, like he just brought his flair to it. and I was bought in 100%, and I didn't know what to expect. And I hope he chooses to stay and make this his gig.
I almost wish he would be appearing more often. Like, I know he's only a part-timer, but you almost want to see him more because he can cut a promo.
His frog splash has like 10 million views on Twitter. Like, he's going to bring the eyeballs. He's a natural. And if he ever turns heel, the sky is the limit for this guy.
Oh, yeah, he can be a heel if he just keeps trashing.
They don't need to sign MJF.
But yes, that
if they have him,
splash
they don't need
spot.
MJF. He could be just as good a talker. Who knows?
The frog splash spot onto the announce table was, again, not a celebrity move. That was a wrestler. And even some wrestlers probably.
When's the last time you saw? I thought he was going to do an elbow
that.
drop or something, not a frog splash.
I know CM Punk did that. I know. I forget onto who, but he did one similar. I almost didn't think he could make it, but then I realized, he's a good athlete. Why couldn't he? He probably practiced it, and people marked out. People also marked out. I thought Ciampa did a great job, kind of as the henchman. I love when he took out a chair. He's like,
that was so funny.
Leaving.
Yeah, because no one's ever done that. We've always said, what happens if the person doesn't leave when the referee kicks you out? And he just sits there.
Leave.
What does the referee do? What can you do?
He's so good. he will benefit a lot from Triple H being in charge. He was Triple H's boy. Give me him and AJ.
So down.
Give me him and AJ.
Yeah, match of the night for me.
So, yeah, definitely a good match. Great match, entertaining.
Logan Paul across the board for the Jobbers, except, like he said, Waxman went with The Miz. He is 0-2. Brad and Jason are 2-2, or 2-0. And Jordan has one on the board.
2-2.
What was up next?
He's got a few on the board by the sounds of how he was talking earlier. So.
Wobbly pops.
Few pops. All right. What was number 3 match?
Was it Liv or Bobby at that point?
Liv was second to last. It was Bobby?
It was Bobby.
It was Bobby versus Theory, and we went
Theory.
Bobby Lashley across the board. What'd you guys think of this one?
Not much for me to say about this one. I'm a huge Theory fan, but I didn't really expect him to win this. I like Bobby too, so I'm glad Bobby looks strong. It was an effective match to make Bobby look good. That's about it. And we knew Theory still had the briefcase, so I didn't really care. And we move on, and that's that.
Yeah, makes sense. Bobby looks great. He's over.
Yeah, he's over.
He was never
That's
this
sick.
over in his first stint in WWE. He's
loving
over
that.
as hell right now. His entrance is amazing. With the podium, and it makes sense also from a story perspective. Of course, Theory is whatever.
It doesn't matter.
Bigger fish to fry.
Because I got the briefcase. I'm not gonna let myself get killed in this match. Because
who do you want to see challenge for the United States Championship next? Because this is a beast of a Bobby Lashley who is over. So I'm guessing you have to feed him a heel. But if not, is there anyone who can even compete with him on the United States level now that he's made this? Already this belt feels elevated. You know what I'm saying?
You know who's kind of in need of something to do? Veer Mahan. I wonder if he could be an interesting challenger
he's a
to
big
Bobby
dude.
Lashley. He's kind of been in nowhere land.
Again,
Kevin Owens, why not? Put him
Heel
in
Kevin,
there. Again, but it could be a good transitional feud. But Veer could be really interesting if they intend on keeping him in his push.
If Sheamus is around, I mean, you could toss Sheamus at him, with his stooges and stuff, because then you don't know what's going to happen because there's stoogery.
He's SmackDown.
Yeah.
What's
if that even matters, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it doesn't matter anymore. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe get the Judgment Day to do something. They got to do something, right?
They're all against the top models.
Or Damien. Oh yeah, the male models, Massey. Also, that was a great little 1 minute.
Their best
just
promo
the
yet.
little water thing they
loved
did.
It. I thought it was great.
I thought it was a good indication that this is going nowhere and will be over with soon enough. They're making them more and more of a joke. They're going the wrong way with it. I mean,
if they're winning matches, does it work?
Well, they're not even having matches, so I don't know. We'll find out.
They're winning matches, but it's like how serious can you make a male model's agency?
Well, I remember Rick the Model Martel. Like he was funny, but he still took him
they're
serious.
Going they've gone Zoolander now, right? So now there's Zoolander.
Different time.
You got to stay down that vein. But if they're winning matches and like posing and being like, there's a way to do it. I'm sure they just have to win sometimes. You know, we need a couple W's on the board. Let them beat the Raiders or something. You know, fuck that. Like,
Yeah. No way. The new Raiders, the new improved lethal Raiders. No
you
one
knew the Darth Raiders.
The lethal Raiders. Darth Raiders.
The Raiders.
What was after
The Raiders.
Theory?
Just win, baby.
Huh?
Tag match?
Oh, after Theory?
No.
Pat
it
McAfee versus Happy
was-
Corbett?
Sure.
There was a little Seth Rollins
I feel like there's
schmozzery in
another
there
match.
middle.
Oh, it was the Mysterios.
Oh yeah, I
against
don't even have that
Judgment
on
Day.
here. We
That was,
didn't put that one.
we didn't.
I
predict
forget
it.
who
The only
won.
thing
Who
notable
won that?
was
The
everyone
Mysterios?
knew Edge was going to come back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
yes,
yeah,
Edge came back, and
How am I
beat the
supposed to
shit out of
care?
him.
Like, Edge started
They keep
this stable,
losing.
and a
He keeps
week
being the
later they
Brood.
turn on him, and he comes back. It's like, okay.
it's
If they
retribution.
had just not used the
2.0,
Brood theme
basically.
until now, it would feel so
Yeah,
good.
it just felt
But
like, oh, you're doing
kept
the Brood
using
again?
the Brood.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah.
We've already seen you do this like 3 times,
Yeah, the Brood's kind of
which
lost
sucks
its
because
allure at this
it's such
point.
a
It's not-
sick
it's not
gimmick.
fun
One of the
anymore.
best songs ever.
It
No, but
is.
how do you have him have these Titantron promos and vignettes just to have the entrance that he's had before, like the Brood thing again? Like,
It's so weird.
I don't know.
Bizarre.
I didn't care. This match sucked.
The bizarre one.
Well, it didn't suck, but like I didn't care. I didn't care about it.
Yeah,
Obviously,
that was,
they did a good
it
job
was-
because they're all great wrestlers except Dominic.
Yes.
And it was okay. I didn't care about it. The Judgment
That's the
Day
worst.
the Judgment Day is almost more embarrassing than Retribution at this point.
Yeah, because honestly, it feels like more of a mess because at least Retribution, they had the same guys basically from the beginning, and Ali was in there, who was also disappeared once again from television. Yeah, Judgment Day, we have Edge. Oh, now Edge is gone. Now we have Finn, who had just been fighting
Big
them.
problem is like you have a
Now
trio like this,
Rhea's hurt.
but there's
Now
no
Rhea's
other
back.
mixed gendered trio for them to fight or feud.
Get
Yeah,
Rhea to
you
beat
thought
up
you
some
would have
men.
one
That's what
with,
should have been happening because
Finn
I
and-
believe it.
She's kind of been doing it, but just in like backstage
Yeah,
beat
Rhea.
ups, not like an actual beatdown. You're right.
Yeah.
I would love to see that.
No, but you have this.
That's
You have
what
this group.
She doesn't have
It
anything to
looked
do.
sort of
which is
strong
a
because they
shame.
have Edge, and then you take out Edge, and then you do nothing, and Edge comes back and punks you instantly. So I don't get it.
Yeah.
Who wrote this
They,
shit?
they kicked him out after a month. He was their talker. He was their best talker. Because I don't think
Nope.
Priest is particularly good. Rhea's pretty
Finn?
decent, but
Finn
you know-
doesn't fit
Rhea's-
this at all.
honestly-
Rhea Finn is the
honestly-
talker. It's so weird.
No, honestly, all three of them are not good talkers. They're not necessarily horrible, but they're not
no,
good.
they're all below average.
I'm not saying they can't be good. I'm
Maybe
saying
good,
Edge
not
could have
great.
mentored them. Edge could have taught them to be good, but they just pulled the rug instantly. I don't get it.
Like Rhea's had good promos. I'd say
It doesn't feel like
Maybe I can't remember.
it doesn't
any.
feel
Yeah,
like
Finn
Finn
doesn't
is a
seem like the
leader,
leader.
Of that group. Edge was the front man. It was very clear. It's Edge's group. Now it feels like it's just a trio of people, trio of friends who decide to go beat
There's no
Darth
reason.
together.
Yeah, we need a reason.
There's no reason in it. Yeah, I don't even know what their purpose is. I didn't really know what it was when they had Edge. Now I definitely don't know what it is.
Any
move of the
chance
century
of hope
dropping
to
them.
understand has been removed.
Yeah. The Judgment Day have been judged, and they have been judged poorly.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
After this, okay.
I think then it was Pat and
So,
Corbin.
take us away on that one. We had 3 people pick Pat. We had
People
Brad,
Pat.
Jordan, and Waxman pick Pat, and Jason picked Happy Corbin. So, Jason, your first L of the day.
Had
Thanks
go
to
with
your
my boy.
boy.
My
Happy
boy let me
Corbin.
down.
Yep, big time.
Bum
What?
ass Corbin.
Did he let you down in the match?
No, it was a good match. It was entertaining. I like the start. The bum ass Corbin choir. Pat McAfee is a ball of energy, a ball of entertainment. He's obviously not the greatest wrestler. I don't expect him to do Logan Paul things. He's 35 years old. He's not in the prime of his athletic career, obviously, but he does do impressive things, and he's an impressive worker and he's charismatic, so he keeps your eyeballs on the screen. Did a good job. I enjoyed this match. The right person won, I guess, because bum-ass Corbin just keeps getting buried. So they don't seem to care about him. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good. I really like the commentary as well in this match. I thought.
Oh, that's a good time to shout out Michael Cole all day.
Especially
He was
did a really
great
good job
all day long.
Yeah, I mean, Corey's always good. Corey Graves is always good, but it definitely feels like, hey, Norm is watching with us. The cat. It feels like Michael Cole. The shackles are off of Michael Cole a little bit.
Why does he look dead?
He gets to have a little more freedom.
Cat.
He's a cat. That's their faces.
Yeah, Michael Cole. Shout out. Finally getting some love after 40 years. Good.
I've shat on him a lot, so I needed to take this time and say you are amazing.
You are appreciated, my friend.
Brad Corhally.
Brandon.
You got a friend in me.
What was after bum-ass Corbin and Patty McAfee?
And it was I don't know. There was some hauntedness, I think, with Riddle and Seth for a bit. Not worth discussing. Then I think it was the tag match. The Usos.
Interesting. Okay.
And the Street Profits.
So this tag match didn't live up to the one they had at Money in the Bank. I don't think it was as good, but it was still very good. I think they had a moment where, I mean, if the Street Profits won this match, the roof would have exploded. Everyone would have went nuts. You could just tell they were waiting for it, and the Street Profits are on fire right now. And instead, I think they're going to go with the singles route, it seems like. They're going to break up. It looks like they're going to break up, which I'm also excited about. So either way, I would have been happy.
If you split them up, what do you do with them? We'll start off with main event Montez right away. Is it just going to be the two of them feuding? If so, after that, where does he go?
That I don't know. I'm just happy, and I hope Triple H has something for him if he goes singles. It's not easy because you know what you have with him. I hope you have $1 million star. You got The Rock, perhaps. Maybe that's a little bit too far, but he's super charismatic. He can he can make you feel things just with his motions and his charisma, and he can speak. He can do anything in the ring. He looks like $1 million. You have something. I just don't mess it up. I don't know what it is. I got to really think about it. I don't know if they should feud. Maybe that's not the right path. I mean, they're both good. I think Montez is better overall, but they could both have solid singles careers, I think.
I think he has a good chance to work his way up to fighting the current Intercontinental Champion, Walter.
Montez?
Gunther, sorry.
Gunther.
He could work his way up to that, become an IC champ, I think, if that starts to get stale at some point.
That would be a...
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I don't want to see him beat Bobby yet.
I'd like to see
maybe he will. I don't know.
IC
We have to
title.
see him as a singles wrestler. We've never seen it. What will his gimmick be? What will he be like? Is he still going to talk about the smoke? Free smoke, free smoke.
A few different ways you can go, because who's going to be
we
the
don't know
face,
what he's gonna
who's
be
going to
yet.
be the
We have
heel
no idea.
in that breakup, first of all. Because you don't
No,
put
Montez
a
gotta
face
be a
up
heel.
against Bobby Lashley.
Montez
you
gotta
don't
be
put
the
a
heel,
heel up against
for sure.
Gunther.
But he's so over.
I feel like
but
that's
I mean,
also the way I'd go.
The Rock got over as a heel, so give him the same Rock treatment.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll get over
That's a good point.
with Bobby. Yeah, it's definitely possible. I don't know.
I mean, the way the match
But
went,
that's
right?
what I would do championship-wise. But
Dawkins got pinned. Montez was on the outside. He looked really upset. He was expressing a lot of frustration with the ref. He was the one showing more anger and emotion, so you feel like he's the one that's going to crack.
Right.
That's why I think he'll be the heel. And
Good
then the
point.
first person to turn on the other person will be the heel, so I think it's going to be him.
yeah. Yeah, good point.
Yeah, I agree. It was a good match. It wasn't as good as their match at Money in the Bank, but I'd still put it in my top three with Miz and Logan Paul, and also with the main event. It's still up there because it's just, that group of 4 people
Yeah.
can put on a good match.
And in terms
know
of
you're
the
gonna be
picks,
entertained.
we had 3 jobbers go with the Street Profits. We had Jordan, Waxman, and Jason go with the Street Profits, and we had Brad going with the unpopular Uso decision, and he stays perfect so far. And we continue rolling on to the next match, which is now time for Liv.
Is it? 2
Liv
left
versus
Liv?
Yes.
Ronda.
Yes.
Oh, see.
There's Liv versus.
Oh, what did you just think
Ronda.
about this one?
I had a serious problem with this match. This is my least favorite match of the night. I was incredibly unsatisfied with it. I can kind of understand what they were going for, because it's like, oh, it's not believable for Ronda Rousey to lose to Liv Morgan. But you know how you make it believable? You actually kind of make Liv look good. She didn't have any offense in this match, or barely any. She tapped out, and on paper she should have lost. That does her no favors. It looks terrible. If you're gonna, take out the tap at least and let Ronda have her shoulders down, and you could still get the same effect. She could still attack Liv. She could still attack the ref. She could still, turn heel or do whatever she's got to do. But why do you have to, even when she's winning, as Lewis said, our 5th jobber, even when Liv's winning, she still comes out looking like a loser, and that sucks because she's the champion. Don't bury her.
Couldn't you just do the classic?
That was my issue.
She's not letting go of the hold, like do the arm, like she got to the rope so many times with the arm bar. Just say, oh, finally, she just didn't let go, and and then she gets disqualified, and then she turns heel by not letting go, and then Liv looks tough for she didn't tap. Ooh, what a concept!
There's some
Even with this stupid
there's many other
finish,
ways they could have done it.
if she had just gotten more offense in, and we could have believed for a millisecond that she had a chance of beating Ronda, then we would be a little bit more believable going into the next feud. But right?
I guess, but it's just not believable that she would get any offense. I guess that's why they didn't do it.
It's tough though, because I get it. I get that
but
you have to make
she
things
got it only
believable.
because the sneaky rat way with the briefcase.
But while they have it, make them look.
Well, still, but then how do you make? Yeah, how do you make new big names? Because there's not many people. If we just don't suspend any disbelief, who can really stand up to Ronda Rousey? Shayna
Charlotte.
Baszler. That's the one
Charlotte.
person, maybe
Rhea.
a couple others that I'm
Bianca.
forgetting. Charlotte.
No,
Bianca.
Well, I mean,
But
based
you're
on
right,
her status,
she's
yeah.
right now. Ronda's similar to Brock Lesnar.
But if you're just going
Yeah,
on
Brock
legit
Lesnar
fighter
level.
status,
Yeah.
you have to suspend your
Can't go as
disbelief
far.
a little bit, and you have to let these people build up, because then that's why the women's division was so messed up to begin with, because you didn't have any believable
I
people.
could believe Bailey
besides
too.
3.
There's a couple, or Asuka. We have
Bailey was gone
people,
until.
I don't believe Asuka's beaten Ronda.
Yeah,
And she squashed her before. But I know what you're saying, right? If we look at this from the WWE 2K rating system, and Ronda's like a 99, Brock is like a 99, and then you filter down from there, Liv really feels like she's like a 78. It's just not good enough.
when you
Not good
win
enough.
No.
when you win the
Maybe
championship,
put her in the
but
80s.
what has she done to prove that? She never wins.
when you win the championship with the briefcase, you don't really
guess you're
become
right.
a champion, in my opinion, until you defend it. It's just like when the Miz won it, like the rat way. Like no one saw him as a champion until he actually defended it. Second time he got it also with the briefcase, he just gave it up right away. Like that rat win puts you in the main event to make yourself prove yourself. And that's why I don't really see Liv as the champion yet, just because she has the belt. She had that ratty little roll up like cash-in win. She needs to prove it, and she didn't prove
She
it.
lost
with
to
this match.
Right. Referee's decision.
She
that
needs a
saved her
win
ass,
to,
you're right.
to solidify
Yeah,
that
yeah.
she is
Win.
actually the champion.
Yeah.
I that's
Not against Natty.
I definitely
No.
understand if the match was going to be if the match was going to be heavily in favor of
Yeah,
Ronda, that
for
makes
sure.
sense. Yes.
Should be.
Definitely. But it was I don't think Liv got more than 1% of offense in. It's like it's like she's playing on rookie difficulty and Ronda's on all-star difficulty. You get like one little jab in, and then you win on a glitch because it's a WWE
glitches
2K
into the
and
sky
it's
or
always
something and
glitched,
shoots out of
and
the building and
refs
gets counted
in the refs eating popcorn in the stands or something like that. Yeah, exactly. Shoots up into the sky. just, yeah, I think I understand the point on believability. I just think, how do you make it more believable? Well, you got to build Liv a little bit. And then, so her next match can't
Ronda's
be
going
Ronda.
suspended. Ronda just got fined and
Let her
suspended.
beat some people.
Which is good. I'll get her off
Ronda's
TV for a little
suspended.
while.
Okay, perfect. Then
Yeah.
Coming back, give Liv
Let
coming
her
back
beat some people.
full heel, which is great.
Yeah, that's good.
Good. And I'm ready for that match, whether it's Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, wherever. I'm ready for Liv and Ronda Part 3.
But we have a lot of work to do.
2.5. But let Liv get on a good winning streak, beat some people.
Get
She needs
some
to beat
edge.
Sasha clean.
And then it makes sense.
Well, maybe this could give Liv some edge,
Beat
not
Sasha
like dancing
clean.
and going ha ha ha. All the, like get some anger and some edge and some passion, like angry passion.
Yeah, she Yeah, she also, I don't like champions who are just, I deserve this, I
Especially
worked
when you
hard.
win it
That's
the
it's
way
great.
she won it.
Yes, it's not a
Yeah.
character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feels like it was given
Now
to
she's
you
gotta
in
do
a
something.
way. We don't want that.
But once again, here we are. We'll see what she does.
It's weird because the people who criticize Theory for having things handed to him are the same ones who go and praise Liv.
I guess
Or the
because
same
Liv,
person. It's weird.
Filthy marks.
like struggled in the
Horny
lower mid card
bastards.
for a long time with that jobber
No,
faction.
yeah,
I forget-
of course.
So she's.
Yeah, but
I
so
guess
did
that's
Theory.
true. I
Theory
didn't
was
even
called
remember
up
that
and
though.
was
Like
sent
I had
back
to be
down.
reminded. Oh, that's him. Like that was him. Like I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
good
was,
point.
He was it was him and Buddy. Him and Buddy with
Well, the
Seth.
jobbers went perfect on this one. Live across the board. We
I
were
think-
able to clean this one out, of course. That means
Yeah.
I stay perfect yet again.
thought you got one wrong, you
more
said.
match. Not yet. We have one more match left on the card. We will see if I can go perfect for maybe the first time in jobber history.
Who
We
picked the
shall see
Usos?
as we move into the main. I picked the Usos.
Oh yeah, and they won.
Brad picked
Damn
the
it.
Usos. It's me,
We
Jason.
move into the main event of the evening. We had, of course, acknowledge him, Roman Reigns versus Cowboy Brock Lesnar. And this one starts off with a big old tractor moment. He comes on down to the ring of the tractor. He's got the cowboy hat on, puts on the flannel. He's barking. He looks like $1,000,000. He gets on top of the thing, tosses the microphone. Roman Reigns catches it like a fucking beast. Could
And
you
winks.
believe that catch? What a catch. The wink. Oh, my goodness. It was a great start to this one, and then we get into the mayhem. What did you guys think of Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar after my ridiculous intro?
I'm imagining Brock saying, blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
I could see him doing it. No, this was good. It's been a little while since we saw a last man standing match feel like a last man standing match,
point.
and there's something to be said for things that you've never seen before. I definitely saw things I'd never seen before in this match. I mean, and not even just the ring being lifted up.
Oh, what a
But
sell.
how Roman sold it. I saw Paul Heyman get F5 through a table.
What a
which was
bump he took
insane.
that. Yeah, he was.
I thought he was dead.
We saw an Uso helping him out, helping out a
And,
suplex
Theory
to
came
Brock
in.
Lesnar.
And, yeah, Uso.
I didn't notice it at the time. Though.
Yeah,
It just
a
looked
little
like he's
double
trying to
turn
stop him
right
or
there. Obviously, me neither. Obviously, Theory was involved, but I like how he was involved. He didn't come in right at the end. He came in midway through, which I thought was really smart of his character. He
Got
did
his
not
ass
cash
kicked
in.
for
He
his
still has
trouble.
the
It was great.
briefcase, which I kind of expected. Yeah. So I was entertained. I knew Roman was going to win. I like how Brock still looked like an absolute monster. I like how it ended. I'd say this is a second place or first or second place match of the night, up there with Miz and Logan Paul for me.
I wasn't super looking forward to this match, just seeing these two fight again.
Right.
But
Same.
as it started, with the tractor, I saw they were really going to go for it this time. They're really going to give us a lot to talk about and a lot to see and put a lot of effort into it. So I appreciate that. Good storytelling, good spectacle, good spots I've never seen. There was so much going on in this match that I forgot about Austin Theory. When his music
Crazy.
came on, I popped and I was shocked. I was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot about." And that was something that was harped on all week or all month or so many weeks.
Yep.
And they made me forget about it. That's how much was going on in this match. So kudos to them for that, and I appreciate all the effort they put to make this look like a real, true slobber knocker of a match. I mean, I did
Without
say
color.
Logan
Didn't
Paul
need
was,
color for it.
yeah, I said Logan Paul was my favorite match, but
There was
this
some, but
easily could be
didn't-
also, it's maybe 1A, 1B, because, you know, it was a solid match. And like you said, apparently Brock Lesnar's never been in a last man standing match before, which was interesting.
Wow.
And
Insane.
it took a lot to
Yeah.
keep him down. The only thing I thought, like, correct me if I'm wrong, for a last man standing match, you have to beat him up and leave him alone, and then they start the count. But at the end, didn't they continue burying him as he was counting? Like, they kept throwing stuff on him as
Well, I think
the
it's
ref
because they're
was
not
counting?
touching him, right? You can't
They're
touch
throwing
it.
stuff
I
on
don't
him, though.
know that-
I don't know.
think that
I thought you
throwing-
had to, like,
as long as
let
you're
it
not
be.
touching. Maybe there's some nuance there in the rules.
That's the...
I don't think. Yeah, there's some new. It's probably the same as when Roman was handcuffed.
But like they
he
didn't,
was
they weren't
being
handcuffing him
impeded
as
from
he was
standing.
counting. I think they handcuffed him and let him go. I don't know. That's what's because I was watching them bury him, and then all of a sudden, like,
I don't remember.
it was over. I was like, oh, I thought they were going to start the count after they finished burying him. Whatever, it doesn't even matter. That's the smallest detail. The match was great. It's a memorable match because it's something we've never seen before. And it was a great way to end it. Brock looks good. Roman looks even better. And I'm still not bored of Roman Reigns, which is insane because he's almost been champion
How's that
for 2
possible?
years.
Insane. And these matches keep coming up, and we keep saying, Roman versus this guy again, Roman versus that guy, Roman
wanna
versus
see
this.
Roman
and then
versus
every time it
everyone.
happens, he gives us a fucking banger.
Yep.
You know? How does he keep doing it?
I don't know.
Or just that it's again, one thing WWE's done right in the pandemic era is how they're booking Roman, and it's going to be so insane when someone does beat him. Some people are saying Drew in Wales, maybe.
That'll
I
be
don't
a
know.
huge moment for the
I don't
home
think so
crowd, but
personally,
it won't
but
like
maybe I'll see
resonate.
how
I
it
don't
develops.
think as much for all of us.
I don't think so, but and then you still have Theory.
Theory
hovering
cashes in
around.
on
You
Drew
still
right
have
after
him,
Drew wins it in Wales.
be a
Oh my
little-
god, that'd be a lot of
I've
heat.
seen people saying that.
Nuclear
but
heat.
I don't want that to happen. I'm not even a
Nuclear heat.
huge
He'd have to
Drew
be
fan, but I
escorted out.
appreciate him, and I don't want that to happen to him. And I love Theory, so
I mean,
Yeah,
Drew
of course.
deserves a championship run at some point after carrying the belt through the pandemic, right, and not getting the moments.
I
that
agree.
This
And
is
he's
a
still
person
big
that
time.
deserves it, I think. You know?
Still big time. He still feels big time.
Oh yeah. Oh, he feels massive.
Yeah. And it's good that he's been out of the main event picture for a while, so now
True.
it's a bit more exciting to see him come back in.
It's
It
Drew
wasn't just,
Austin.
"Ah,
It's damn Drew."
It's Drew.
It's
Now
damn
we have
Drew.
something. Yeah. So overall, a pretty solid show. Again, it's nothing legendary. Are people going to be remembering it for years to come? Maybe the tractor spots. Maybe the ring being
kudos
lifted
to
up. I
Brock
hope
on
that's
that. I
done
want to
once
say because
and
that could
never
have been
again,
botched
not like
in
when the
so many
ring
different ways, right?
collapses.
He could have shoved that thing into the crowd and killed
Yes.
people. He had to drive it down that little narrow thing. He had to flip the ring and do the controls, and he just did it all by himself because it could have been very bad.
Now, how'd you feel about that spot where he put Roman in the trough or whatever,
Just
the
drops
scoop,
him into
and then he
Oh,
just
yeah.
then he just like
forgot about
slowly.
that.
That was like a very like
Yeah. One of those things that was-
it was like a letdown. Like
Yeah. One of those things that sounded cool in theory because I knew it's one of those things you could
And
see
it
it
wasn't-
coming.
no,
And
it was
it's
very
wow,
deflating.
He wasn't
It was
high
like
up
a
enough
little-
either.
it
Like
wasn't.
the bucket just slowly rolled.
he gently put him down.
Gently laid him down.
I guarantee if you look, Brock's probably laughing. Like,
Yeah.
it just didn't work.
Well said. I'd never seen someone be put
that
through
looked
a
brutal.
table
Oh,
that was
that
already
looked-
broken.
Or pick up the
brutal.
table
I
and
thought
beat
Roman
him
broke
like a
his neck
chair.
or something on that.
Yeah, that
so
was
bad.
sick.
And
Oh,
then
that was definitely good.
Exactly. Like they were making really creative uses of their surroundings. Again, the last man standing.
The ending
was
was
disappointing because of the ending, especially. There we go. This one lived up to its billing, but I'm done with Roman and
Yep.
Brock for the foreseeable future. I think this was a good ending to their
Absolutely, and that
story.
brings us to the predictions. Of course, Waxman, you picked Roman, Jason picked Roman, and Jordan picked Brock Lesnar with Theory
What an
cashing
idiot.
in. He was on that Mark train, and I picked Roman Reigns, which means I was perfect because I'm the one.
Because you read the dirt sheets.
No, I just got it right for once. This is,
Brad Meltzer.
I'm a fucking genius, Jason. Deal with it. No, it's just I've
what do
been
you,
watching wrestling for 20 years. I finally predicted one card right.
What would you rate this? I feel like I want to give it an 8.
Yeah, I would put this in the 8s. I want to put this like an 8-2 or something, just because of how fun it was. I actually had a good time. Wasn't perfect, but out of all the disappointing SummerSlams we've had, we've called this the bummer of the summer quite a few times, and this was...
I don't remember the last
what I
time
needed.
I want to give them an 8 for anything. Just
That's a
an
good
8.
point.
They just made it.
I remember some old NXT
For sure.
pay-per-views I probably put in the 8s. This one, I'd say, in the 8s. Could have been in the mid-8s if it wasn't for the Liv Ronda match. That unfortunately held it back a little bit, but not much. It was an entertaining show. I left satisfied with 7 out of 8 of the matches. Even if I didn't pick the winner correctly some of the times, I was satisfied. And so it's a good start for the Triple H era. I'm excited to see what Raw brings to us in 40
Logan
minutes.
Paul has announced that he signed or is about to sign a multi-year, multi-event deal with the WWE. He wants to be around long term. I don't know if he'll be on the weekly shows all the time, but multi-event, multi-year contract. Logan Paul staying with the WWE. Love to hear it. I'm stuttering and slurring all my words because I'm just too excited here. Absolutely awesome.
If you really think about it, it's crazy. I know people still seem to really hate him because of the Suicide Forest thing, which was going to stick with him forever, I guess, with some people. I mean, I'm over it. It was bad.
He's still
but
atoning for it.
he
He's
was-
definitely
it was
like,
bad.
done a lot
It
for
was
Suicide
bad.
Forest.
He didn't hang the guy up there himself. Eventually you got to let it go. And he was super young. He was stupid. He was caught up in the hype. Whatever. But what he's been able to do, just as like a douchey YouTube influencer, he's boxed Floyd Mayweather. Now he's a natural at wrestling, seemingly. It's crazy what he's been able to turn it into. Like, hopefully he can continue to grow, become a better person, and continue forward.
And he's come around a lot. I mean, think back then when he was doing that shocking things were very popular back then, right? It's and I'm not excusing his actions at all. It was bad, like I said. But yeah, of course, some people, your mileage is going to vary on his apology and his atonement.
For sure.
Everyone can make their own decision on if they forgive him or not, or if he's done enough to. I think, some of the stuff I've heard from him recently, I think is fine. I don't care if he doesn't like a movie.
He's
that's
wrong,
his opinion,
but I understand it.
So yeah, I'm happy to see.
What about this?
Yeah, I'm happy to see him continue in WWE.
Is that his girlfriend or wife, or who is that?
Oh, yeah,
Chris Rock, Kid Rock, Chris Rock.
Chris Rock,
I don't know.
Kid Rock making out.
I was like,
his
they're
lady
gonna boo
friend.
him. I'm like, oh no, it's in Nashville, so they cheered him.
Yeah. Oh, and
why did that
mayor
happen?
of Knoxville,
Why did Kane show up to announce the
showed up
attendance?
as well
Because
he got
that's
cheered.
his county, isn't it?
And then he's like, okay.
I think he showed up and he said, tonight's attendance
All right,
is this, and if we get rid of abortions, it could have been more.
He got startled by his own pyro.
I was very surprised he wasn't wearing a MAGA hat. I thought that was going to come out.
Whoa!
Make Kane great again, Maca. Wait, make Kane? No, that wouldn't work.
Call them all a bunch of marks.
MKGA.
Quickly, there's rumors, of course, with Triple H being back, him having headed up NXT. People are saying, okay, there might be a return or a call up tonight. If you had to pick one superstar to return or be called
bet?
up,
Or who do I want?
Who is your bet?
Yeah.
Let's do, how about one you want and one you think is going to
Karrion
happen?
Kross.
And I was just thinking that because he fought on the Ric Flair thing. That was
Okay.
my favorite match, other than the Ric Flair one, was Killer Cross and Scarlett versus whatever.
Yes,
Yeah,
come
he has
back
to only
like
if he
he
comes
never
back with
left.
Scarlett, yeah.
Gimpy.
Yes. Yeah, just come back straight as Karrion Kross and just roll out as if nothing
exactly.
ever
Just
happened.
destroy
That
someone.
would be so good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my
So
want.
is that your
my
want,
prediction?
Jason, or is that your prediction? So it's your want.
Carmelo, whatever his name is.
Carmelo
He's-
Hayes?
Carmelo, he's still champ though. No,
That's a good one. Carmelo Hayes.
yeah.
Well,
I mean,
Claudio
Champ, and he's doing pretty well, but I could see it. I could see it.
no. Yeah.
No, you can't. Obviously. He's having a good time over
Or
there.
the mark in the slippers and the onesie. What's her name? Wendy Sleepy Chew.
Wendy Chu.
Sleep-a-chew.
The mark.
Snorlax.
I will say I want
Oh yes.
Johnny Gargano.
We'll give Jason
Johnny
a good chance
Wrestling.
to see him. Doesn't even know anything about him.
I predict.
I've seen some matches.
Yeah, I predict
Ooh.
Who?
Dexter Loomis will be back. Sooner
Whoa,
rather than
that
later.
would be sick. My
Dexter
shirt will
Loomis.
have relevancy again. I'll be back on the island of relevancy. What about my Velveteen
Again.
Dream shirt? Any shirt of that? Any chance of that coming back? Or
Yeah, I think they have that
away
in
at this
the,
point.
Probably not.
the police
Donation
station
bin?
evidence bin.
Probably not. He's on a different island.
That's for my own transgressions, though. Nothing related to what he does.
Well, do we have some quick trivia? Just hit us with a 1-2.
You want to 1-2 really, really quick because we're getting long in the tooth here, as they say. Let's just go to a random page and ask some random questions. Here we go. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
We have some jobber trivia. Which
Yes.
former WWE superstar was known as the Ultimate Opportunist?
Edge.
Yes.
Uh,
Well, whom did Randy Savage defeat to become
Paul
the
London.
Macho King?
yeah, Edge.
I feel like we've done these ones before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don
King.
Morocco.
No.
I feel like he beat. I don't know.
The answer is Hacksaw
Bart
Jim
Gunn.
Duggan. You're both wrong. That's another stupid question. Who's known as the Lunatic Fringe?
Sonny.
You,
All right, let's go with this
Brad
one
Hamlin.
instead. What was the main event of the first episode of Raw?
Oh. The Undertaker versus
What was the
Damien
main-
Demento.
That is correct. Jason has got that one.
Damien
What a
Demento.
fucking call it was that.
Damien Demento.
I never would have gotten that. Like,
I remember because it's so
versus the
stupid.
Undertaker.
Damien Demento.
Huh?
Did he
What?
wrestle another match after that? That was his only match.
Who admitted to being the mystery man who attacked Enzo Amore numerous times backstage in 2017?
I don't remember this.
Who admitted to being the mystery man who attacked Enzo Amore numerous times backstage in 2017?
Oh, Neville.
Cass?
Big Cass is correct.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Who was the author of
Diamond
The
Dallas
List?
Page.
Yeah.
Correct.
Chris Jericho.
You got beaten on that one, Jason. Seth Rollins defeated John
Hey.
Cena for which WWE Championship at SummerSlam 2015?
The U.S. title.
The
Or the
U.S. title
United
is
States
correct. Waxman said it first.
Title.
What?
Jason, you lose. Who was the first member? This is the last question. Who was the first member of the Heenan family?
Andre the Giant.
Oh, no.
The answer is Big John
Yokozuna.
Stud.
Big Dud.
I took a big stud on that one.
Number 2 Royal Rumble winner.
And there you have it. There's some jobber trivia for your earlobes. I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you enjoyed this special edition that was brought to you by the government of Scotland, who have taken Jordan away,
I have
put
to
him where he
poo.
belongs, which is in the Edinburgh Zoo. Have fun watching Raw, and please give us a like and a subscribe. Smash that fucking button. You know what to do. On behalf of the Wax Mamba, They Hate Jason, and the other idiot across the pond, I am Ginger Heat. I will see you next
Boys
freaking
of
week.
fucking Stimit.